Thank you for joining us this evening. Most kind of you. If anyone noticed the sound of the forest as you were coming in, that's a very special live stream from a sanctuary called the Kora Sanctuary in Costa Rica. Just to, get us out of the city for a little while. Hope you enjoyed. My friend Nick puts microphones in interesting places like that and streams them to people. great singer Salif Keita. It's called Ananaming.
play a tune I wrote in New York, actually. It's called Seeing Nobody. I missed a flight home. Like I wrote down the time wrong. I was trying to be clever and you know, be all analog. And so I had 4 days here with nothing to do. And I didn't tell anybody that I was still here. And I had a great excuse not to be home as well. So I was just off 4 days. This was pre-COVID, actually. So the, you know, prophetic name, actually. Very soon, we really did see nobody for a long time. You all fine? How are the pews working out for you? all fine? For the Komiki whales. Komiki is a place south of Cape Town, and a kuerki is like a trance, circular, shuffling dance and song, sometimes sung in the churches of the Western Cape of South Africa. Playing this a lot at a time when South Africa was having a lot of political problems. I've been watching the news here, and I'm amazed that you guys are still talking about our elections. Like, I'm hearing it every day. You're talking about being worried about a peaceful transference of power. You're worried about this, our old, we had a president that was convicted of various things and then tried to run again. It's all fine. I don't know why you're still going on. It's 6 months ago. You need to move on. We had a very peaceful transference of power. We have a GNU government, it's called, the Government of National Unity. It's all working great. The guy who had been convicted wasn't allowed to run because we're a democratic country, that'd be ridiculous. So that all worked out great. So yeah. It's the thing with America though, you guys are very outward focused. All I hear here is what's going on in the rest of the world. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you so very much. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy. He's been making a wonderful career for himself lately. His name is J.S. Bach. Wonderful records he's been putting out. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I think he's got a really great future ahead of him. I was been playing his music for a very long time. And when I first discovered the great Toumani Diabate, whose music you heard right in the beginning, I didn't know what to do except to play Bach in the accent of Toumani. So I would play Bach, you know. Then have a listen to Toumani and then By Madusini, who's one of the great bow players of South Africa. She passed away a little over a year ago. It was a great, sad passing. She played the umkhube, the mouth bow, for over 70 years probably. She's the real early music of our early music, you know. People have been playing that instrument in various forms for a very long time. They call Bach early music, you know, but it's really, really recent. I like the motor car. this one up in my travels 2.5 years ago. It's called The Moss on the Mountain. I found it about 2,000 meters up in north of Calgary. And when my friends and I were swimming in an ice lake in this sort of mountainside covered in ice, which is for me extremely exciting because we don't have that kind of thing where I come from at all. And then we climbed up actually higher to 2,500 meters. Hard to describe, but a meter it's similar to a foot. It's just more modern, you know, it's like. Anyway, we were there at the end of the world, feeling we'd left humanity behind. But I've learned over years of experience that when you have that feeling that you're all alone somewhere with just nature, you know, you're gonna bump into an Australian. And just so we can clear this up, it's a different accent. keep you much longer. I know you have a busy day tomorrow. I'm going to Maine tomorrow. I only have 2 more concerts. I've been traveling around in this country for the last 3 weeks. Did about 2,000 miles through the Midwest. Went over to LA, San Francisco. Went to Canada for a brief respite. It's very relaxing. Came back. Delightful. I always love your city. It's a beautiful place. If you live here, I mean, it's I don't know why, but it is something about it, right? It's cool. It's cool. I was saying last night that I'm a small town person, really. We have 4.5 million people in Cape Town. It's, you know, you see people on the street, you're like, yeah, how's it going? Yeah, cool. I mean, we make eye contact here, no. And it's the same in London, I know, and I know the game. You know, you have to pretend that you're the only person there. And I really struggle with that. So I keep making eye contact and looking, and then you get that, like, you know, people look at you like you're crazy. And everyone's really good at pretending. We were talking about it last night, about how, I don't know if this is true, but I know that you know that everyone's looking at you, and that everyone's, you know, we're all aware of each other, right? But you guys are like deadpanning all the time. Like, I'm the only person here, I'm the only person walking down the street. I'm actually on the phone. I don't even know that you just walked past me. It's amazing, but I always feel like a little bit like I'm going to get into trouble. You know, I'm waiting. I have been in trouble a few times. In a lift once, I like moved the wrong way. Tense. Otherwise, love it. Love it very much. It's a beautiful place. Wonderful sunsets. It's really great. Speaking of LA, horrible. I didn't enjoy LA at all. But I think you have to know where to go. Maybe you have to be really rich. Yeah. I don't know. But where I wasn't really where you wanted to go. I walked for 2 hours, and there were only houses. There wasn't a cafe you could go and sit down, you know, like no place, no respite. But, you know, I could have been anywhere. I don't know where I was. But I'm doing this little fundraiser on this tour. I've been taking photographs all over the world for a number of years with film and just making my life hard, and, you know, printing things in darkroom. All of these aren't. I got a very bad finger infection from darkroom chemicals, slightly ruined my lungs. Really enjoying myself, and I've been doing a fundraiser for an organization called the Gift of the Givers, which is the largest humanitarian organization from Africa, operating out of Africa, and they do incredible things. They help us out in South Africa a lot, because a lot of the time people are in difficult straits in South Africa, and they've very much been abandoned by their government in many places, in many parts. You know, we had big floods in KwaZulu-Natal a while back, and there was big looting that happened where everyone just went crazy and took big screen TVs and tied them on the cars and stuff. It was super exciting, and the Gift of the Givers come in and they help out. They also work, you know, throughout Africa. They're busy responding to the floods in Somalia now. They work further afield. They're working in Gaza at this moment. So an incredible organization started by a man called Dr. Suleiman, who was a doctor, hence the name, and had a kind of religious epiphany 30 or 40 years ago, decided to start this, and has contributed about $6 billion in aid over the last 2 or 3 decades. So a wonderful thing, and so I'm selling prints. And last night we did okay, but I just want to say that LA, they bought a lot of prints. Like a lot. And I know it's because there's not much, you know, it's like, what else are you going to look at? But it, you know, I don't know if they like art more, or if they're just nicer people, maybe. But it worked out in LA, so I'm just saying, you know, there is that. And you can save yourself carrying them. I made them a little big because I got excited. You could save yourself carrying them home and just go on to giftofthegivers.org and just, you know, make a donation. That's also cool. But we've already raised quite a lot for them, and if you change it into South African rands, it's even more. So it's been really nice. I feel quite pleased about it, because often you just don't know what to do, right? Everything's just so messed up, and you're like, who do I even help? You know, so I think they're cool. Check them out. Also, there's some flash drives which have my entire discography on. It's the first time ever since I started making records in 2001 when the world was young. And I made 24 records, I think, now, and they're all there on this little wooden flash drive, and you can listen to them without any algorithm paying attention to you, which I think is great. You know? No one will suggest that you listen to anybody else afterwards. It's quite calming. Right, it's the business side over. I mentioned Toumani. Toumani plays this beautiful piece called Jarabi. And Toumani just passed away a few months ago. And when he passed away, I went back and listened to his record. And I spent about 10 days transcribing the one piece that got away, which is called Alalake, or God is Good. Although he does seem to have some off days, but anyway, it's another thing. And so you heard it, a little bit of it in the beginning of the concert, actually. This is Jarabi, and it's a perfect and beautiful example of Toumani's very unique style of playing that he developed when he was just 21, 22 years old. Left hand thumb. Right hand thumb.